Alright, hi everybody. I'm going to be doing a video about Afrikaans. It's just going to be a quick basic introduction to the language for anyone who's interested or anyone who's thinking of learning Afrikaans. So first I just got a few facts about the language, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the grammar. And yeah, it's not going to be too in-depth or anything. So first of all, Afrikaans is spoken natively in South Africa and Namibia. And it's also spoken to a much lesser extent in Botswana and Zimbabwe. So the total number of native speakers of Afrikaans as of 2011 is estimated to be about 7.1 million, according to Wikipedia anyway. And the total speakers, including people who speak it as a second or third language, is between 15 and 20 million. Alright, so interesting to note actually that out of South Africa's 11 official languages, Afrikaans is actually third in terms of native speakers. And it has more native speakers than English as well. English is fourth. Alright, so another interesting thing about Afrikaans is that it's the language with the widest geographical and racial distribution in South Africa, so meaning it's the most widely spoken, and it's spoken across many different races as well. So Afrikaans is a West Germanic language with 90% of its vocab coming from Dutch, and it's also an SOV language, meaning the verb comes at the end of the sentence, subject, object, verb. Alright, so let's go to a little bit about the grammar. First of all, die tye, the tenses. Die teenwoordige tyd, the present tense. Well, basically what I've done is just written the same sentence over in the present tense, past tense, and future tense, just so you can see how it changes. So we got this sentence here: Die seun skop die bal, which means the boy kicks the ball. And that's in the present tense. And then the past tense, die seun het die bal geskop, the boy kicked the ball. And die toekomende tyd, which is the future tense, die seun sal die bal skop, the boy will kick the ball. So basically a few things to note. As you can see in the past tense, the word het is added to the sentence, and the verb, which is skop, which means kick, is actually moved to the end of the sentence, and the beginning part of the word is changed. It gets a ch added to it, the GE sound. So that's pretty much that's how you change a sentence into past tense. Any sentence in Afrikaans. You replace the verb with the word het, the verb goes to the end of the sentence, and you add a ch to the beginning of the verb. That's the general basic rule for past tense. Very easy. So die toekomende tyd, the future tense, same sort of principle. You see the word sal is added, which means will, and the verb once again is moved to the end of the sentence, except it doesn't get a ch this time, it just stays the same. So it becomes die seun sal die bal skop. Literally, the boy will the ball kick. So yeah, and that's the sort of general basic rule for any sentence in Afrikaans that you want to change to future tense. Okay, so going on to the last slide here. Something interesting to note about Afrikaans is that it uses the double negative, meaning well, we'll go through a few examples. It's called the onkennende vorm, the negatief. Yeah, I spelled double wrong. Oh well. So a few examples here, just comparing it with the other West Germanic languages, because Afrikaans is the only West Germanic language that does this. So we'll just take a sentence. I got this off Wikipedia too, but it's a good example. We'll take this sentence here: Hy kan nie Afrikaans praat nie, which means he can't speak Afrikaans, or literally he cannot Afrikaans speak not. So you see I've underlined the nie. And basically the ni comes after the verb, and then another ni is added at the end of the sentence. So it's double negative ni, meaning not, or just the negative in Afrikaans. So we can compare this to Dutch, English, and German. So in Dutch, forgive me for my pronunciation and accent, I'm sure it's going to be terrible. But for Dutch, hij spreekt geen Afrikaans. In English, he cannot speak Afrikaans. And German, spricht kein Afrikaans. Okay, so you can see that Afrikaans is the only one that uses this double negative. And then I've got another sentence just highlighting this once again at the bottom. Wil jy soccer speel? Means, do you want to play soccer? And then reply to that, if you didn't want to play soccer, you would say, Nee, ek wil nie soccer speel nie. Which means, no, I don't want to play soccer. But literally it means, no, I want not, soccer, play not. So it seems a bit confusing at first, but actually, once you get used to it, it's incredibly easy and it comes incredibly naturally when speaking. So, yeah, that's just a brief look at Afrikaans, some of the interesting facts and some interesting things to point out when it comes to grammar. And if anyone is interested in learning Afrikaans, I can always make another video going through some of the stuff a bit more in depth. But for now, I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, cheers.